I was lonely, but I was having fun. And I refused to believe that there is nothing to be salvaged. There are at least two kinds of games. One could be called finite, the other infinite. A finite game is played for the purpose of winning, an infinite game for the purpose of continuing the play. Some child has to go to school. In game every morning a yellow bus came, waited outside the house, honked twice, disappeared into nothingness at the edge of the screen. I made a field out of chipboard, or very thick cardboard, and painted it to hide the old game. I created enemies and board effects, such as fires or floods, and laminated my field. I hollowed out the monitor until it was a carcass, and inside the carcass, I started the next game. The rules of an infinite game have a different status from those of a finite game. They are like the grammar of a living language, where those of a finite game are like the rules of debate. During the second game, I began to build worlds. The first world was my favorite. The second, my demise, or whatever. The third, my reincarnation. And with the fourth, I had a cold, distant, though cordial relationship. The fifth world was an actress pretending to be a world in order to learn how to be a world. Later, they would say I was cheating, that my worlds were made of castles in the sky, and that all that time I'd actually just been sitting there, motionless. But it wasn't true. There was a world, colorful, playful, bloodless, and grinning. There was a world, and it was a black mirror while you were sleeping, but it bloomed vampirically, grew to dizzying heights when I pressed the right button. Infinite players cannot say when their game began, nor do they care. They do not care for the reason that their game is not bounded by time. And what am I left with? Empty hands, right? While you were in math class, I was saving up for a baby paintbrush to give one of my Neopets the color baby. This was very important to me. Every morning I made a to-do list with daily goals that I planned to achieve on Neopets. Now I am very bad at math. When I booted up my game, it took 30 minutes to load, swollen with gigabytes and slowly unfolding its mammoth limbs like something ancient, when in fact it was something newborn, the great white hope of civilization, and it had only just opened its eyes, sclera as blue as the iris. So what happens to the game when it is encased in titanium, when its billion-dollar body is built for maximum profit? When it shakes off its siblings, their analog cardboard, and takes a shiny chrome step into the 21st century, where it is better, brighter, and harder than ever, and it has updated its arena, its stakes, and it stands before you, dreamlike and ruthless, and now it is so much smarter than you. It is also impossible to say in which world an infinite game is played, though there can be any number of worlds within an infinite game. What if it's not for realsies? What if you're not a writer but just play one on TV? What if you're just pretending? This is my imposter methodology. You know you're going to lose when you play chess against the computer. But I refuse to believe that there is nothing to be salvaged. That the story of the kid who played a video game for 8 hours a day can only ever be a tragedy. It's as much a tragedy as a fairy tale, the dark, old-school kind, where girls strike deals with the devil and lose themselves in the bargain, where children wander into foreign worlds that are equal parts beautiful and horrifying. I believe in that girl and that the things she liked and cared about so deeply are not trivial, or if they are, they're trivial in some magnificent way. And I think I'm right because she's grown now and writes poems about those trivialities, and those poems make money, so I guess even under capitalism in the end, none of it was worthless. And what is literature? Writing, reading, any art at all, if not another kind of game? This is how the last game began, unofficially and not approved by anyone, with arcane rules and a demonic language. I'm sleepy now, and I can't remember any of the worlds. Flames lick the cardboard, and 3 sides of the dice have faded away. It is an invariable principle of all play, finite and infinite, that whoever plays freely. I refuse to believe that there is nothing to be salvaged. I know there's poison in the water, but I still love the Magic Kingdom. While you were in math class, I was playing games, inventing worlds, making up characters, deftly moving through virtual spaces. I was lonely, but I was having fun. I was growing crooked, but I was growing. Now I am really bad at math, good at fantasy, and I can type really, really fast.